Welcome to The Business Strategist, the show for CEOs and founders ready to scale fast, lead smarter, and build a business that doesn't rely on them. I'm Adam Strong, award-winning strategist, former elite athlete, international speaker, and 3 times best-selling author. After 3 decades in business, I know exactly what it takes to grow, scale, and exit with impact. Each week, I dive into real conversations with industry experts, bold entrepreneurs, and clients navigating the uphill struggles of business, giving you the tools and the strategies to create more profit, more freedom, and more impact. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I just wanted to take this opportunity to make you aware of a brand new tool that we've just created called the Exit Readiness Assessment. Now, it is for founders and CEOs that are looking to exit from their business operations. Now, it doesn't matter even if you're not looking to exit right now, I would highly recommend to go and take the assessment straight away. It helps you to identify areas in your business that you need to work on to help you towards that exit strategy. And at the end of it, you get a personalized report on some of the areas that you're doing particularly well in and some of the areas that you need to make some improvements to. Make sure you head over to readytoexit.scoreapp.com. That's readytoexit.scoreapp.com. Enjoy.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Business Strategist show with myself, Adam Strong. You know, I am super pumped today because I've been stalking a guy. He doesn't realize this, by the way, but I've been stalking him on LinkedIn. I think many people have, but we've got the amazing Ruben Hassid on the show today. Ruben is recognized as one of the top AI and branding experts, particularly on LinkedIn, and he loves to share insights on AI applications and just really cool techniques with regards to AI. He's also the founder of the AI software called EasyGen, which you may or may not have seen, which helps entrepreneurs and founders to basically create content and posts for LinkedIn specifically, which we'll talk about during the show and stuff like that. So some things that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking a little bit about the resistance of AI with you guys, because I feel like there's going to be some great stuff that we're going to be talking about. Resistance to AI. We're also going to be talking about how people feel about drowning in AI at the moment, because it is one of those things where you got that right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're also going to be sharing about some of the tips and strategies that Ruben's going to share with you guys. We're also going to do potentially a live masterclass. Ruben's going to be doing a mini coaching session with me. So listen, if you do not have a pen and paper handy, stop this recording and get it right now, because you're going to get a masterclass. Anyway, enough from me. Ruben, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Such a good introduction. I want to say something. You used the word resistance to AI. Such a good word. I know that the most inspirational book I've ever read, I went on a book frenzy when I was 21. I was living in Korea at that moment. I had a very impactful teacher, and he proved to me that I had to read books, basically. And I had to read 2 books per month. And so I set up like this insane challenge, and I was reading 2 books a month. I read 20, 30 books in a year, going from 0 to 30 books. And the most inspirational one was The War of Art from Steven Pressfield. And it's a very short book, it's a tiny book, and it's all about resistance. And it's the resistance to creation. It's the resistance to sharing your voice. It's the resistance to doing the job you're supposed to be doing. And resistance takes many forms: self-doubts, procrastinations, and a whole lot of other things. But resistance with a capital R is throughout the book. So when I heard resistance, I was like, wow, Steven Pressfield would be proud.
Well, that's great. And we're going to jump into the whole kind of resistance thing in a second.
Mm.
But I do want to start off with something which is really cool, because I know that, listen, we've been following each other on LinkedIn for quite some time, and you live and breathe AI. I don't think I've ever come across someone that practically, lives and breathes AI on a daily basis. Literally, it's your wife, it's your life, it's everything.
I don't have a wife, I don't have a kid, so that helps. And when I'm giving keynotes, I always love the Q&A part. It's probably my favorite part, where I can engage with people. And the question always comes up, which is, how do I keep up with AI? And to be honest, I feel bad for people, because I am obsessed with it, and it's my full-time job. And I even have a team that I'm training. And yet I am myself also sometimes drowning in AI's news. It's heavy. So much things are happening all at once.
Overwhelming, definitely.
It's overwhelming, precisely.
Yeah, it is.
So I feel you, but I am obsessed. I'm not obsessed about, I do want to say something. I want to be like, those nerdy guys who say, actually, people say AI. AI is a very big umbrella. Within AI, you have generative AI. And within generative AI, you have LLMs, large language models, like ChatGPT. So I'm obsessed with mostly large language models, or anything that can help people create content. This is what I like the most. By content, I mean sharing your voice. This is my mission. I think people should share their voice a little bit more. And I think they'll be forced to anyway. Not as content creator or influencers. I don't think the entire world should be a content creator. But I think the entire world, or most of it, is going to go freelance.
Yeah.
And the differentiator between people is not where they studied, and it's no longer where they're from. It's not because you're American, or if you're Mexican, or if you're Indian, that we're going to hire you. It's about your skills, and how good are you to share to the world your skills. And this goes through content. So I want to help those people.
I love that. Now, something that I wanted to jump into, is I want to jump straight in, because one thing that I think is not so apparent, but maybe something that you could clear up, because I know that you started off your career in electronic music, which I'm a big fan of. Music, electronic music, trance music, and you scaled you were a music producer, and you scaled a couple of music labels, right? That's where it started for you, right?
Music label. I started my own music label when I was between 17 and 19. This is the moment I started tiptoeing it. And then when I was 19, my first label got 1 million views on SoundCloud and YouTube. And at that moment, it was the Facebook era. It was insane. YouTube was still a platform that was just as cool as Dailymotion. That was that moment, okay? I'm this old. I'm not that old. But at that moment, it was crazy. I realized I was not the music producers. I was searching for bedroom producers, and I was making content for them. So already it struck me at that moment. I was like, wow. So a stranger with the right content can reach millions of people for free, and then live off of that, because now he has a community as a DJ, and now he can go on to concert, and he's actually being asked to play in Amsterdam, and then in Lisbon, and then in Paris. That was insane to me. It was my first encounter of the wonders of the internet and personal branding.
Interesting. Yeah. I've always been a big fan of trance and electronic music. So when I read that, I was like, shit, that's so cool.
I did this for 8 years. Even
8 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Love that. I suppose from that transitional phase of your career, when you're in your early 20s, what was the defining moment or the catalyst where you decided music was out and AI was in?
It was a tough one. April 2022, I'm in Berlin at that moment, and I realized I can be passionate about fishnets. I can be passionate about fishing. I don't have to sell fishnets. I don't have to open a fish store or a fishing store. I can just fish on the weekend. But the thing is, I do believe in retrospect that what I used to do in music, what I did for a few months as a ghostwriter, because between AI and music, I was a ghostwriter for the biggest financial analyst in France. And then what I did in AI, it's the same mission, actually. It's the same thing. I've always been obsessed with meeting people and getting to know them and then realizing that they're not sharing their voice and they're not doing it the right way, but they should, because it enables them to do something. And usually it's literally to either like be good at their job or changing career or embracing their passion or what they really wanted to do. And again, I'm not saying I want everyone to be a content creator like as an influencer, but just sharing your voice to the world. Share your voice.
Love that. Love that. And I mean, you don't really share that much about, like, from a story perspective. We should always talk about AI, but I always love to know about what people's story on what the catalyst is, man. You shared it beautifully.
Can I be very controversial right
Go,
here?
absolutely, 100%.
I keep telling people, and I'm doing it for myself,
Right.
that personal branding doesn't mean to be personal. I don't believe in that. I don't think you should be personal. I think no one cares. And again, I'm talking about social media content. I think that the people who reads my contents on the internet, 90% of them don't know me or barely saw me once or twice. What they care about is how useful am I regarding the mission I'm into and the solution I'm providing. That's it. Are you useful on a very defined mission with a defined solution you're providing with your social media contents? This one. So this is my mission. This is what I want to do through my content. Then what we're doing right now, Adam, now I can be personal. You get to know about my life and you get to ask me questions about my story. I don't mind. But even on my newsletter, still, like, they don't even know I'm in Thailand. Like why should I share about me being in Thailand? This is not my obsession. My obsession is not talking about myself. My obsession is how useful can I be to myself and to my community?
It's a really interesting connotation because I always have in the back of my mind what's in it for the audience, right? And you have to be selfish to be kind. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people really don't give a shit if you're on a beach in Hawaii or in Thailand or what. Like, people don't. It doesn't affect them, does it? It doesn't.
Yeah.
But I hear you 100%. And I just wish that people would stop using social media as a personal diary and journal about how shitty their day is. Like, people don't care.
And I think a lot of people are preventing themselves from posting on social media, helping their career or achieve what they wanted to achieve because they think they have to go through that. I'm still meeting people. I'm telling them about my job, which is always the worst moments of my day, or I have to explain things like, okay, hear me out. So I share stuff on LinkedIn. And and a lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, LinkedIn, maybe I should get into it, but I don't want to talk about myself. I'm like, good, don't do it. Like, please don't. No one cares. I don't do it. Yeah. I have 500,000 followers. I don't do it. I don't think I'm going to ever do it. Like, why? No. Why would you? I'm doing it actually once a year. I'm doing it on my birthday because my team is like, Ruben, please, for the love of God, can you, on the 2nd of March, share a little bit about yourself or how happy you are about your, like, achievements? And I'm like, okay, that's the one time. The 2nd of March, be ready. That's the one LinkedIn post where I'm like, okay, hear me out.
Self-indulgence. Hit yourself, knock yourself out, people. Well, now you know Ruben's birthday, by the way. You're gonna get at least double the amount of birthday congratulations this year. Anyway, I mean, listen, AI has been around for years, right? And personally, and we'll go back to what we talked about earlier, which is the resistance. Yeah. I was resistant, okay, initially, purely because I thought AI was a bit like Skynet from Terminator. And I'm a big fan of Terminator, right? Now, I don't know, maybe you guys that are listening in resonates with this or whatever it is, but what do you think, where does that resistance come from? Does it come from fear? Does it come from ignorance? Does it come from just pure stubbornness? How would you convert the people that are not so convinced about AI? I'd love to have a conversation with you about this.
Precisely. I think it's all of them at once. What's interesting is when you look at history of innovations and how they were received at that moment. TV, really? People will stop listening to the radio to sit down and watch a big black box that was written in a journal. Literally. Written that way. Electricity. I heard people died because of electricity because they got shocked. How can you build a society with electricity? there were propaganda
True.
with drawing how deadly is electricity. A car, something that is just as fast as a bike, but you have to put fuel into it. Because yes, the first car was going at 16 kilometers. So it was very annoying to drive. And also it was super risky. And there was no road, so it was kind of clunky. The internet is just a fade. Who said that? Was it the CEO of IBM who got fired afterwards? Who said, "I think there is a market for it for maximum 10 computer in the world." When it was the time of like supercomputers and there was no personal computers.
Okay, yeah, I think it was Michael. It
There's
might
a
have been
market-
Michael Dell.
So yeah, exactly. So there is a market for like 10 computers. And I can go on and on and on. What would you say to someone in 1980 who says, "I don't think the internet is going anywhere," and that guy is working as a travel agent? If you had that power, that power to go back and be like, and you'll be like, "Okay, hear me out. It's gonna happen. Booking.com, Airbnb. Are you full? No. Okay. The internet? Not really. Okay, got it." So with AI, it's a bit of the same, which means the internet changed everything, but we're still working. Nothing really disappeared. The same's going to happen with AI to me. It's going to change everything, but it's going to be all the same. I don't buy the two extremes. This is what I'm trying to say. I don't buy the extremes. It's not going to do anything. I mean, I can give you a lot of examples of why it's not going to, it's going to do some stuff, but I don't buy the other extreme, which is just as stupid, which is it's going to destroy everything and no one's going to have a job and we're going to be jobless. The idea that we're going to be jobless is as old as human history. You can go back in times and we always thought that one thing will make us jobless. In the 1900s, 90% of the US population was making food. They were either harvesting or raising, how do you say raising animals? It's not this word.
Agriculture.
Yeah, agriculture.
Farming.
Everything related to agriculture, logistics. 90% of the population is making food. It says than 1%. Imagine you go back in time and you say, "Okay, hear me out again. A lot of people are going to lose their job." I mean, it's not even losing, really. You're just going to be copywriters, and some of the people are going to build spaceship to go to the moon, and Netflix and Amazon. Can you imagine? You go back to 1900 and you explain that? Now, what's debatable is the speed. I do agree that the speed at which people will have to pivot into having new jobs or new skills is going to be dreadful. And a lot of people are going to be either left behind or they're going to take the leap. So this is why my headline is Master AI before it masters you. I'm not talking about AI replacing you. Talking about the people who jumped on the train and those who didn't, just like the travel agents from the 80s.
You know, I think you make a really valid point. I think last year I was talking about the importance of waving the surf, right? The AI surf, if you want to call it, right? And I feel like this year it's going to be kind of a little bit different. Is that you're either going to continue to wave on surf, or you're going to be left behind. Like you just highlighted that, right?
Pretty much. If you're really resisting to having your own website or your hotel, or to be listed on Airbnb and Booking or whatever it is at that moment when the internet came out, it's going to be tough for you to compete because you're competing with someone who has just much more. I've seen where I am in Thailand, a software engineer, a Sharif, brilliant guy, but a brilliant guy who's a brilliant coder who is now using Cursor and Claude as an LLM on top of it. Cursor is a tool to code faster. It's insane. He gave basically his entire brain and coding experience of 25 years of coding into like a knowledge base that is insanely long of prompts so that Cursor know how to code exactly like him. And now you can see Cursor as an agent coding for him, and he's just waiting. And he's like,
wow.
Oh, yes, no. And this is exactly what AI is doing. It's enabling people. It's not making them lazier. It's not creating one-hit wonder. And we're going to go back to it when we're going to be talking about EasyGen and content. Yep. No, it's not going to make one-hit wonder. But those who want to be greater are going to be 10x, 100x greater. And these are the ones who are going to replace the mediocre.
Yep. Love that. as a great perspective. I think that's a great perspective. Now, what I was going to say to you, I mean, listen, you've got 500,000 followers over on LinkedIn. You've got your YouTube channel. You're over on X.
Yes.
From your perspective, because I know that you're originally from France, but you live in Israel now.
Yes.
And you're seen as Israel's #1 influencer, apparently, according to Favicon. That's what they tell me anyway. What's the secret to creating fun and entertaining posts compared to, and as entertaining as, say, cat videos? Because I don't know, I just don't get the whole kind of cat video thing and why they're so entertaining.
Yeah, it's true. Have you realized there's no cat on LinkedIn? There's nothing.
And that's true, actually.
I can tell you why. 2 years ago, they stopped having filters on LinkedIn, and you could, those like super stupid videos. I'm talking like those with fake tape laugh, no one's talking, a guy's falling, a cat is doing something,
chases his own tail, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Those who get like 10, 100 million views on Facebook or YouTube. At that moment, there was a moment was a moment on LinkedIn. There was no moderator, and those videos were getting tens of thousands of likes and reposts because we're human beings, and somehow it taps into something that we enjoy. But LinkedIn then stopped it. And then after doing that, after filtering all of those and like shadow banning them, they added the funny react. And the funny react is actually meant for them to know if something is funny so they can bury it a little bit down. So one of the key things I keep telling people on LinkedIn, don't try to be funny, which is like annoying. Like, yeah, but what if I want to be funny? I think most of the people who want to be funny, most of them, I'm not saying never, but most of them, most of the time, it's a coping mechanism. It's like, I'm not taking LinkedIn too seriously. You see, I'm actually making fun of myself or someone else, so it's fine. Dude, just be useful. Make a post about how not how you will be useful to people, but how you are useful now because you discovered something, because something is interesting to you, because you're learning something and building in public. Like, share that, and there is no shame in it. I'm actually building a Telegram group to help people on LinkedIn, and I'm calling it the LinkedIn Cringe Club, because I want people to embrace their cringe. LinkedIn is cringe. Okay, 1 billion users, most of them having the median salary on LinkedIn, I think is $17,000 a year. The median salary on TikTok is a 13-year-old dancing. So I want to be connected to the professional network. I want to be connected to the only social network that is non-anonymous. I think there is a lot of value into it, and I want to be useful to those people without trying to be funny at the same time. I just try to be useful.
America leads the world in medicine development. It matters. We get new medicines first, nearly 3 years faster. 5 million Americans go to work because we make medicines here at home. And not relying on other countries keeps us safe. But China is racing to overtake us. Will we let them? Or will we choose to stay ahead? When America leads, America cures. Let's tell Washington to keep us in the lead.
Learn how at americacures.com. Paid for by pharma.
You know, I think that's a great idea of setting up a Telegram group. And I'll tell you why. I think I made a comment on Amelia Sordell's LinkedIn post. And I just said, I was like, there's not enough shit on LinkedIn specifically talking about mistakes, cringes, fuck ups, things that I'm shit at. You know, like, people don't talk about that. They always talk about the trophy and the achievement and I did this and I did this, blah, blah, blah. Like, we want to know what's the shit in between? Like, what, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't see it enough. Do you know, the struggles. We just don't see that. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's true. You have the successes and you have the failures. Both are interesting in their own way. My favorite kind of post is neither. My favorite kind of post, and I can take any example. Let's take SEO, for example.
Sure.
My favorite example of a post is someone who tries something for a client or for himself about SEO, something very specific. For example, I've seen on Twitter someone saying he's doing the SEO for photo AI. It's one of his clients, and he's openly, publicly sharing his SEO strategy. And he said, I'm actually publishing all of those photos produced by Photo AI, an AI that makes photos, on Pinterest. And you can see him getting back on the SEO because of Pinterest, ranking his own website, Photo AI, using his photos. So he generated photos, pushed it on Pinterest, And then he had like a case study, like he had results, and he was like, oh,
Wow.
it's actually working. And now he's posting it. Guess what? I have an AI EasyGen. I'm interested in SEO. I see that. Instant photo. I don't care about your failures, successes, what you ate for breakfast, where you're from, your gender, your age. I don't care. You made like a scientist, you made an experiment, you discovered something. Maybe it didn't work, which is maybe like a failure, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay. So putting photos on Pinterest doesn't work. Maybe he's going to try another solution. I'm into it. Like, I'm into it because the guy is discovering stuff that maybe I don't have time to do. And that's how I see my own content is maybe you don't have time to find like a very good prompt to do a certain thing with DeepSeek. Well, trust me, I'm going to spend 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and I've been doing this for 2 years, so I know exactly how to do it. And if I do find something, I'm like, hey, I think it's going to be useful to some people. Maybe Adam,
you know what I love about you is not only do I love your creativity, but I love your mindset of experimentation. You know, I'm big into experimentation. Like I feel like I'm a scientist with one of those white cloaks,
100%.
right? And you just like, do you know what I'm saying? You like, I can see you doing that. I could see us both being in the lab, like experimenting shit. I just think that's so cool. Anyway, just while we were talking about cringe moments, actually, the Telegram group that you were going to set up. Now, we said earlier that I feel like, you know, a lot of people are drowning in AI because of this overwhelm, right? Now, from your perspective, being, I suppose, an AI nerd, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, perfect.
And every tech claims to be revolutionizing something, revolutioning this or revolutioning that. It's kind of this word, which is, I don't know, completely overrated or worn down. What, from your perspective, what's the biggest lie or scam you've seen in the AI space?
Oh, the biggest scam? I think the biggest scam to me what happened with hardware when R1 and AI Pin, which raised hundreds of millions of dollars, tried to sell the idea that we're going to replace phones with an AI hardware, like phones, I mean, with the screen. You haven't seen that? That was like those little hardware you could pin.
I haven't seen that. I did not see that.
And then you didn't have to type anything, and the phone, screenless phone, could see the world, and you could talk to it. I don't think we want to talk to machines, okay? That's the thing I want to make it clear.
That sounds creepy.
Look, EasyGen, you can talk to EasyGen, but hopefully you do it on your own time when you're by yourself in your room. But I don't think we want to talk so much to machine. I think text is fine. I think text is awesome. So whenever I see those hardware using AI, because now you can just talk to it, I'm like, I want to send a hot text to my girlfriend in the subway, like talking like, hey,
speak to me.
Imagine like,
oh my God.
That would be terrible. So I'm curious, like maybe my kids are going to see this podcast and 30 years are going to be like, haha, you thought phones.
Hey, we got one.
Yeah. So maybe in the future, and this is actually doable. Like there is the wristband thingy from Meta that can actually read your mind slightly. But I'm guessing in the future you could like give it some stuff.
Yep.
Maybe. But for now, text is nice. Those who raise hundreds of millions so you can talk to a hardware AI, no,
not sure about that. Nah, very cool. I know we spoke about this earlier around the whole kind of AI replacing jobs like attorneys and lawyers and accountants. Yeah. And you know what's really concerning is that I'm seeing companies now that are basically laying people off, right? And replacing them with AI or an AI piece of software. Yeah. What's your take on this? Like, will AI truly replace what humans do? Or is that just kind of a stupid meme?
Again, I always love to answer with history because people tend to forget about the past, which is very funny.
True.
I run EasyGen. It has over 40,000 people using it across something like 50 countries, or I forgot the countries.
Wow.
We are 4 in the company, and I don't talk to all of those customers. It's 40,000. You can imagine.
It's too many. Oh, wow.
Let's imagine EasyGen is a company from 30 years ago.
Okay.
30 years ago. How many people do I need to run this company and serve 40,000 customers over 50 countries? There is no email anymore. There is no Slack. There is no Stripe for payments. Do you know how many lawyers do I need because of all of the currencies? Actually, most of the things is cash. There is no credit card.
That's true.
So we replace assistants, for example. Like, have you ever watched Mad Men? My dad is obsessed with Mad Men.
I did watch a couple of episodes
people in the
ago.
60s drinking too much whiskeys and making ads in like New York. It's very like the amount of whiskeys they're consuming is alarming. But I guess it was back in the days, and they were smoking as well. Every guy had like 2-3 assistants. I say guy because yes, it was just men working. So you see it, and believe it or not, right away you're like, where are those people now? And it's Gmail. It's called Gmail. It's called Slack.
Yep.
It's called Loom. It's called Zoom, Google Meet. We don't even realize it. And it's so funny when people tell me like, AI is going to replace, like it happened already. What do you mean? We didn't wait for AI to be more efficient and more productive. Yes, your lawyer is going to do the job of 100, and then 99 lawyers who didn't do it or is not doing it the right way lack the social skills. This is what's interesting. I always say AI is actually making us more social because the lawyer who used the same, let's say 2 lawyers, equal levels, equal vertical AI doing lawyer stuff. Okay. What's the differentiator? It's how they deal with us. That like social
selling. Yeah.
Social selling, how interesting they are, and what's going to be my relationship with the lawyer who I want to give my money to. So actually it's going to make us more social. So we're going to see a shift, but even like crazier ones. My brother is a dentist. My bigger brother is a dentist. And the one thing that dentists make the most money of is, how do you say that? I know the
root canals and things like
I don't know. I forgot how to say
implants.
Exactly. Implants. Now you have like some crazy AI robotic that can like scan your whole thing. And it's very costly for now, but he saw it. He was like, Ruben, should I be worried or not? I'm like, the thing is, maybe the dentist of the future is one that press some buttons.
Yeah.
But the key differentiator is like, which dentist do I want to give my money to? And maybe you don't need that many dentists anymore. One can serve 1,000 people instead of 100.
Interesting. Either embrace it or ignore it, ladies and gents, I guess.
It's already happening. You already need way less people to... There is a graph, and people can just go on Google Image. The amount of people you need to make $1 million as a company, $1 million in revenue. And you go back from 1900, inflation corrected.
Yes.
And it's like, it's a graph, and it's like...
Oh, really? I
Of
need to
course.
see that.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you imagine in 1900 making $1 million corrected? It's like so many people and logistics, and you need a guy to count the cash and a guy to transfer the cash. Everyone was supposed to be paid. It was a hustle, So yes, AI is just into that. It's going to be makes us way more productive. So
love it.
Replace people, just like Stripe and Gmail replace people.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Now, interestingly enough, if you were to bet one AI-driven change that will completely disrupt how business operates in the next 3 years, what would it be?
What's going to be interesting is that I think most of the white-collar job is a lot of data entry. Let's take one example. For customer support. I hired the best customer support in Nigeria. Her name is Danielia. She's fantastic. She speaks way better English than me. She's way respectful than me and way more patient than me. And I had a ticket problem with EasyJet. Too many tickets because it got too big and I had no customer support. One of my team member, Anisha, was into it a little bit, but then it got into her job. So we hired someone, Daniela. And she's fantastic. She's a 10X kind of person, Nice. Not only she handled the tickets, but then she wrote like the best, most insane SOPs on how to deal with EasyJet tickets. And then she fed it into Intercom AI. It's called Fin AI agents. And now, the more she's doing it, the more the tickets are solved by themselves, and only very specific tickets, customer support tickets, have to be handled by Daniela. And guess what? She solved them, and then she builds the SOP, and now Fin AI agents or AI is solving those tickets. I made it clear with Daniela that if you don't have any more tickets, not firing you, you're insanely good. You're so good at what you're doing. I have tons of stuff for you to do. Don't worry. And because of that, I think she got fired up. But it shows you, right? Like, I had one 10X employee who knew how to do her job. I call that taste and experience, by the way. And we're going to go back to it with contents. It's not just AI. AI was not sufficient. It's someone who had taste and experience in customer support who did it herself, then trained an AI to do it. And now she's like, it's almost like she's at the head of a 5, 10, 20 person team. Heck, even 100 or 1,000. Like,
that's such
deal the tickets.
That's such a smart way of, that's just so smart. Like taking all those tickets and then creating an SOP.
Yes.
And then, you know what I mean? And then just literally just copy, paste.
And then you train the AI on like what happened and how you can replicate it again and again. And this is AI. This is what's going to happen with AI. Are you a lawyer that writes great contracts and you've been congratulated for that? Awesome. So now you have a set of expertise, rules in your head, taste and experience, train an AI, and then it's going to help you deal with that, the things that already has your taste and experience. And now you can focus more on some deeper problems or some refinements or the social skills. And every time you have new learnings, bang, bang, bang. That's how I build EasyGen. It's not just like a prompt of ChatGPT and bang. It's actually like much more almost philosophical. Like, how do I get my entire ghostwriting brain to make good content on LinkedIn for anyone translated into an AI workflow? We call that agentic workflow, which is multiple LLMs, AI, talking to each other, knowing my taste and experience and being like, okay, how do we deal with that now?
Wow. That's pretty scary. Like being able to replicate an AI that kind of is like you, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have an avatar of myself. I have my voice also is cloned. I mean, millions of views with my avatar and my voice. Does it have all of my taste and experience? I don't know. But I think
time will tell.
Anyway, this is the magical part. Still to this day, when I see the words being like, I'm still like this is magic. Like, what the fuck? But a computer is magic as well. Like,
absolutely.
Bunch of 1 and zeros. We used to be at the stick phase of history, and then we have things that talk to us, and we can talk to. What the fuck?
But I think where the complication comes in though is being able to train the AI to know. I think that's probably the most trickiest part is the training.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of people don't get that. Like, what do I say? Because it's still a computer. Like then people get frustrated. They're like, oh, well, I didn't want this. Well, tell the fucking thing what you do want.
So I often explain that, and again, it's coming from my spectator vision.
Yes.
I'm not a guy training the NLPs and the neural networks of AI. But from what I'm seeing, what's complicated with what's happening in the industry is that you have two layers that are moving blazingly fast. Layer 1 is the model. So people think about ChatGPT, but what's much more interesting to the coding part is GPT. It's the API. Is the fact that you can build with layer 1, layer 2. So if you go back in time, layer 1 is Google and Microsoft. And layer 2 is Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, YouTube. They were using layer 1 and they magnified it. So what's hard with AI right now is that layer 1 is not changing every few months. Every 10 days, you have a major academic paper, and then the most brilliant minds in the world who are trying to build and perfect the layer 1 they're into. Is it the voice? Is it the video? Is it the text? Is it all at once? Is it from China? Is it from, did Europe regulate it or blocked it? And at the same time, you have like EasyGen, which is my SaaS, who are trying to keep up with layer 1 and testing. And also the extra layer on it is, how do I make it easy for you to use it? I don't want you to deal with any complications. This is why it's called EasyGen. And yet you have the very best LinkedIn post possible. So at some point, my guess that at some point, please, for the love of God, layer 1 is going to slow down. Not slow down, but the rate of innovation is going to be every 6 months, every year. And layer 2 is going to be the one that's going to really enable people to use AI.
Yeah,
because
that
that's
makes
the
complete
easiest
sense.
one.
I think it's a bit like mobile communications, like they're phasing 3G out and they're just focusing on 4 and 5G, right? And next year there'll probably be 6G and then they'll phase out 4G, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's with Google, you could do insane stuff already in the 90s, but you had to know websites, almost like URL, and you had to know how to use a computer. You didn't even have a desktop before, so yeah, the barrier to entry was pretty heavy. If you want to train an AI on your taste and experience today, you have to use APIs, you need to use playgrounds, different models, learn agentic workflow, probably need coding or at least associate with someone who has to do it. It's heavy. It's not so easy.
Agreed.
It's nice because it's natural language. Still, you have some prompt engineering and a lot of tests, and models are changing every 2 weeks. But layer 2, on the other hand, my daily things is like, okay, how do I make it simpler, easy to use, smooth, and yet the best generation possible? Yeah. So this is like my end game.
Love it. Love it. We'll talk about EasyGen in a second, because what we're going to do, ladies and gents, is we're going to go into coaching mode very shortly. But I've got a couple more questions that I really want to ask Ruben. So you've got quite a big following over on social media.
Yes.
But if you was to lose your following over on social media and have to start again, what would you do?
So very simple. Pick a mission. One problem you want to solve. It's one problem. You want to solve it. My problem is I want to help people create content better and faster using AI. That's it. Why am I doing it? Because I think, as I told you, I think everyone's going to be freelance more or less.
Yep.
And your only portfolio is what you've done. But the thing is, what you've done has to be shared.
That's true.
Has to be shared, and a CV is not enough. Your study is not enough. Where you're from is not enough. So you need to make content. So
and knowledge is not enough either. Knowledge is not enough, by the way. Qualifications is not enough either.
It's not. I don't have a diploma. I've done 5 years of a master's degree, and I'm missing like one class. And I have other schools that want me to be a teacher. I'm like, maybe I but they still don't want to give it to me. I'm like, fuck you. I'm I ought to be the guy who dropped out of college and made my parents cry. That's fine.
or you're gonna need to pay me 10 times more than the principal.
You see. So anyway, pick a mission, a problem you want to solve, and then you'll realize from that one problem you have tons of solution, tons of things you have to cover, way more than you think, way more vertical than you think. I met a guy who is having a SaaS to help digital nomad get their finances right, and he was like, okay, so that's a clear mission. You see, he needs digital nomads to get their finances right because it's a bit of a heck. You know, you have to go here, left, right.
Absolutely.
And then he was like, what should I talk about? Should I talk about AI? Should I talk about productivity? Should I talk about management? I'm like, none of the three. What do you mean? What? I was giving a talk at Google for startup in Tel Aviv, and I was like, none of the three. And what was funny is that I'm a digital nomad. So I was like, okay, I can tell you that right off the bat, one of my problems as a digital nomad concerning finance is that sometimes I think I'm losing money on currency swap exchange. I'm using Revolut. I think I'm losing money because I'm using shekels, euros, dollars.
Yep.
I don't know exactly the fees of Revolut. If only someone could be useful to me, make a very, you see how specific this post is? And it's just about like, what's going on with currency swaps? And am I losing a fuck ton of money because of Stripe and Revolut swapping money all the time, and PayPal as well?
Yeah.
And how big is it? And can I avoid it? And then he's like, But none of that is my own tool. And I'm like, yeah, who cares? You're going to make that post and I'm your ICP. I'm on that mission. I'm on the same mission as you. And now you're going to make that post and I'm going to be like, hey, that was useful. Thanks for being useful. And now I need to follow you because you see, I'm on a journey and I have many things that I want to do. I want to be a better digital nomad. I want to be a better boyfriend. I want to be a better dad at some point. I want to be a better cook. So that's why I'm consuming YouTube shorts on Japanese cuisine. You see, I have many things I want to be better at. And then you are one stepping stone on that journey. And as soon as you become that stepping stone, you're a content creator. I'm with you for life now.
Yeah.
If you stick to it. So this is why take one mission, stick to it, explore all of the solution. That was just one. I can give you 100. How to get cheap flights. I guess as a digital nomad, it's nice. How to get X, Y, Z. Why sometimes getting into a business class is cheaper than, I don't know. And then I think he got it, And from that point, then you go into creating content.
Yeah.
So
love that.
Mission is always number one.
Very good. Love that. Something that is really bugging me, and I know it's certainly probably bugging you, it's come up on Jasmine Alex feeds. It's come up with a lot of the influencers on LinkedIn. AI comments.
Oh my God, I hate it.
What the UTF? Like, seriously.
I hate it.
I mean, just out of curiosity, I mean, obviously you hate the inauthenticity. I just feel like it's kind of just a lazy way of engaging with someone's post, right?
Not just lazy, it's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. And I just feel like, I don't know what needs to be done about this. I mean, but it also creates but it creates a bad name for AI, I think.
Yes. But you see, this is the problem with the word AI is that everyone puts everything into it. Permit me to be French and blunt and controversial again. You have
no
to
problem.
The internet. You have to have people selling drugs. You have hitmen that you can pay for that can kill people. You have child porn. You have whatever. You can probably pay people on the internet, slaves. I'm pretty sure you can do it. Disregarding the internet because of the extreme negativity is stupid. Like what we're having on Riverside right now and the people are all listening to us. This is the internet. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the very same thing. Every NGOs are in the internet and probably raising money for XYZ. So is it good or is it bad? I always tell people, is car good? Is electricity good? Well, yeah, of course it's good because, okay, wait, number one reason people die in France, car accidents. Number one.
Especially on that roundabout in Paris, by the way.
Yeah. Can we ban cars now? Well, yeah, but you see cars, it's not just that. It's so it's not just that. Okay. So stop categorizing it in good versus bad. It's stupid. The internet is not good or bad. It's just here. It's happening. That's it.
Yeah. Very good.
And what you do with it is what's interesting. Maybe you're using it wrong or you're only trying to see the bad in it. But in everything, if you try to see the worst, you're going to see tons of stuff for sure.
You had an interesting perspective there, kind of the whole kind of is good or bad. I just feel like it doesn't really, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to attract those people. You know what I'm saying? Like that I feel like it has a knock-on effect to the impacts and the vision and mission that I'm about. It's probably the same for you, right?
So again, before AI times, before AI comments, I had the great army. Like you had 100 comments. Great job. Interesting. Thanks. So now these people, instead of having one wall that they copy and paste for engagement farming or whatever, they think they're building a community. They're not. They just have a more sophisticated way of doing it, which comes to my point, which is very key, Adam. Really want to make it.
Go ahead.
It's not just something you made. It's the privilege that you get to work with your hands. It's building something that serves a purpose. Proof that you have the grit to keep going. At Timberland, we understand you take your craft seriously, and we do too, which is why our products are built to the highest quality. We put in the work so you can perfect yours, with purpose in every detail and crafted with intention. Timberland, built on craft. Visit Timberland.com to shop.
this is what's interesting. AI is not making us all better. And I'm going to take the example of AI comments. AI comments being enabled didn't make everyone good commenters. No, the threshold of mediocrity just became bigger. So before a bad comment was great, great, great. Now a bad comment is a little bit better than great. It's those shitty AI comments that makes no sense or are way too wordy, and you can tell that the guy is not authentic. So this is what's interesting. And in the replacing, the same is going to happen. If you are kind of mediocre, AI is going to very fast be much better at you and still be mediocre. But the 10x guy is not this guy. It's the one that actually gets it and is always a step ahead. So it's the same with EasyGen. People, they're like, okay, I put a topic and I generated a post and that's it. And now everyone can do this. So if everyone's using EasyGen, it defeats the purpose, right? I'm like, yes, but this is not how the best ones use it. If you check the best Midjourney creators, the AI image generator, it's it's art director, creative artist director. They go there, they don't generate one, or they don't have like the best prompt. No, they generate 1,000, 10,000 images. Then they map out all of their generation. They're like, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually interesting. We can do something about it. Maybe a campaign just got out. Taste and experience, they use AI to be greater, not lazier. So when I generate a post using EasyGen for myself, I don't generate once. I generate 10 times. Then I do a patchwork of all of them. Then maybe after the 10th generation, I'm like, wait a second. I can actually go into a even funkier direction. Then I'm using ChatGPT. I'm like, I had this idea of a direction that just came out from this post. Could you help me out and brainstorm 100 ways of doing it? 100. Why just one way of doing it? What's interesting is the generative part of it. GPT stands for Generative Pre-Training Transformer. So I'm like, okay, generate 100. That would take me a lot of time. And still the orchestra. I'm like, okay, 100. Actually, they were not good. Maybe I was not clear enough, and this is exactly what I meant. So try again. 100 again. Okay, one of them was actually interesting. Put it back to EasyGen. Generate the 11th post. And now one part of that was actually interesting. I'm patching it work with the other 10. Bang. I have the post. And then people are like, Ruben, you took just 30 minutes to make a post. I would take 30 minutes too. Yeah. But you're trying to make it as fast as possible. I'm trying to make it as good as possible. Not the same.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a bit like, I kind of see it as a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, right? You take some bits and pieces and you take this and then you've got a masterpiece. Like
exactly. And
like the Mona Lisa.
People are missing that part. They think it's a one-hit wonder to be lazier. Because in every time in history, not just with AI, people want the shortcuts. They want to lose fast muscles, things that happens without the X and the Y and the Z.
Yep. People want convenience. People buy convenience. Agreed.
Always.
Now, what I want to do is I want to jump into coaching mode because I know that this is going to be the fun part. Now, for you guys that are listening in, I want to kind of give you a bit of a quote here. Now, if you can't see what we're doing, okay, because obviously if you're listening, you're not going to be able to see what we're doing. We're going to make sure that this is available over on YouTube so that you can see exactly what we're doing. And there we go. And then we're going to go from there. So if you have any questions, by the way, you can also make sure that you can make a comment on the comment section below, but also make sure that you go over and follow Ruben, okay, over on LinkedIn or on X or whatever your favorite social media channel is with regards to any questions around EasyGen, around our conversation, but we'll summarize this. Anyway, over to you, Ruben.
Yeah, what should we do?
Yeah, good questions. Well, listen, I'm going to share a struggle if I may, because I feel like being a founder, there's a lot of entrepreneurs wear a lot of different hats, right? And so one of the big problems that I find, well, not for me personally, because I have so much content, but I feel like a lot of people don't create enough content because they are running out of ideas.
Yes.
Or they just don't know what the fuck to talk about in the first place, right? Yes. And why they should be listened to.
Yeah.
How can, obviously we've got EasyGen open, we've got AI open. I'd love to know, where do you look for in terms of like some of the best ideas and innovations?
The thing is, I'm obsessed with my own vertical. So the thing is, I know where to consume contents to be inspired. What do all of the greatest directors of movies have in common? They are the people that consume the most movies. It makes sense. And if you're telling me, Ruben, I don't have time, what do you mean? I'm like, yes, sure. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok has never been more used than now. So use the algorithm in your favor, because if you're into digital nomadism, then go for it. So let's take that example. Let's say,
Sure.
find 7 topics about digital nomadism.
That's a funky
be,
word. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, relevant.
Did you create that, by the way? Digital nomadism?
I think digital nomad is something that happens, but I guess
I mean, digital nomad. I've been one of those for 7 years, but digital nomadism.
If I just do that, for example, and again, it's not the best prompt possible. I could make it longer. You see, O3, which is the new model. Use that, please. It's going to make a research. If I had more time,
Yeah.
I would go on Perplexity, do the same.
Yep.
I would go on Leo AI, which is another Perplexity-like AI. Come on, man. It's not Leo AI, it's fellow AI? Yes.
I mean, you must have like a framework, right? So you kind of like take the best of bits, right?
I have many. So you see, okay, interesting. There is a change in visa for some countries. Okay. There is an impact in housing market. Okay. Connectivity and tech solution, eSIMs. I mean, that's a topic, talk about eSIMs. Emergence of co-living and co-working spaces. I'm literally into it. A lot of different things. I could go on and say, hey, can you tell me more? And actually, I'm going to be like, tell me more about the new visa program from South Korea for digital nomads.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's going to search. You see, I had one topic and I'm like, can you do some research about it?
Right.
What's new about it? That's interesting, right? See, you have some stuff here as well. Some stuff. Oh, Starlink. That's a good post. You can have internet anywhere.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Because I'm struggling in Copenhagen. Sometimes I don't have internet. And my whole job is to be on the internet. So it's like, yeah, again, very relevant for me. But you see how it always comes from the place you are. And you see you have some other stuff here. Sure, let's just take the one I selected here because of time.
Okay.
We have something here. Okay. Just going to copy it, go back to EasyGen, paste it.
Got it.
Remove the last part, and we have a lot of information here. If I had more time, Adam, I would review all of that. Here, the post topic is basically, what do you want to talk about? What's your post? And then you generate a post. And now watch me. That's one post. Sure. And I actually kind of like it. I like the hook. I'm looking at the hook, the structure of it. It's interesting. I can preview it. It looks like this is the mobile preview of LinkedIn. You are a content creator on LinkedIn as well, Adam. You know how important it is.
Absolutely.
You see it on a phone because most people consume on a phone. Mm-hmm. I actually like it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to back here on a new EasyGen, generate another one. And what's interesting is that I'm changing EasyGen so that I can have multiple versions when I hit on generate. And I can switch between the two. But for now, you're not whining because you're not a baby and you're just opening a new tab.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you jump between the two? What's the purpose?
Because look, I like that hook. South Korea is making a bold move, and now I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
For digital nomads. I'm kind of connecting the two, you see?
Got it.
I like the bold move. It's working. It's finally opening its doors. Mm-hmm. You see? I like that. It's a nice hook. But it's coming from this. Is this interesting? No, I'm fine.
No.
I can generate a new one now. No, I don't like that. Doesn't look good. If you're a remote worker, read this. Interesting. What about the listicle? Is it better than this listicle?
I think the
It's
second
actually
one,
better. I
second
like
one-
it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So you see?
it's easier to read on the eye.
Yeah. But I like the... You see, if I had more time, I would really dig into everything that is considered. But bang, I can just add this.
Yep.
South Korea is ready for you. I'm ready for South Korea. I lived in South Korea. I love it. Okay, I can generate a new one. You see how this is my main one. Okay. Maybe remote worker is better than digital nomad because people understand it more.
Yep. And it's a trending word on LinkedIn, by the way.
Exactly. So now I would like make sure that is to rule economism. No, I want everything to be under one line.
Yep.
They aim. No.
They aim to showcase its digital infrastructure and
It's
culture. Yeah.
infrastructure and culture. That's enough. Okay, so I have like a good first draft of a post,
Okay.
and now I can even generate an image. And so we just made a post, find a topic, which used 3 different LLMs to do that. Perplexity, which is not technically an LLM, is using DeepSeek R1, this one. This one is ChatGPT, and the other one was Philo.
Oh, Philo, yeah. What is that? Filo?
Exactly. Fellow AI. Your free AI search engine.
Is that is that similar to ChatGPT?
Similar to Perplexity more.
Perpetually, okay.
No. So now I'm just searching for a quote. Digital nomads, tourists who pack laptops instead of camera. No. You know what?
No.
I don't like any of that. That's okay.
Nor do I.
And you see, the stupid minds would be like, you see, AI doesn't work. Who cares? He gave me 20 potential of them. These are snakes, freedom to walk just because it's up here. They want to travel for a lot. I think none of those actually work for generating an image. Maybe that's like a topic that is different. So then you would go on Pinterest. You could also, because there is no AI to actually, I don't know any better AI than EasyGen to make images for LinkedIn. But if nothing works, which is possible, I would just go on Pinterest, type remote worker, and find like, this is an interesting one, like a definition. I would just try to find like an inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone working on their laptop on the beach.
Yes.
Right. I did that last year.
Work wherever. Your office doesn't define you.
I mean, you're in Thailand. You have plenty of those pictures.
Yes.
The
So
office today, it's swim pool.
stop waiting. South Korea is waiting for you. So you could technically take which one? Yeah, this one, which is not the best. I would agree
Right.
with you. Maybe
Sure.
this specific topic was not the right one. But I'm still going to generate the image. So you see how I went from I don't know what to talk about into that. What's interesting is that if someone is obsessed with digital nomadism, they would know that South Korea, it's a funny one that it looks like it's literally an office.
It really is.
Yeah. Those people don't exist, which is crazy. Even took a photo of the thing.
That's pretty funny, actually.
It's pretty funny. So, and I could go on and on. I could search for another topic, and do the exact same thing again and again. The difference is if I'm really into digital nomadism, which I am, but someone could be even more and find some stuff. But if you're into upskilling for HR or emotional intelligence, then that's another thing. And you can use AI to kind of like fuel what trends and topics could be explored, but you also have taste and experience into that.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely makes complete sense. I mean, guys, this is pretty cool stuff, especially if you're stuck for ideas. I mean, depend on what your specialism is and things like that. Content doesn't have to be as difficult as it used to be. It really doesn't, right?
Be useful.
Be useful, exactly. Educate your audience. Educate your audience.
And it doesn't mean because then people are like, yes, but I'm not an expert into digital nomads, and I don't care. I'm interested in going to South Korea. Do some research, and maybe you are also learning about it. That's okay. You did the research for me. Look at you. And now, on my journey to be a better digital nomad, you've been a stepping stone that's been useful. Doesn't mean that you're an expert. I don't care. I'm not an expert in AI. People love to say, but wait, you're the expert. No, I always say I'm a good student. Good student who loves to share. So it's like, here you go.
I have an interesting one. So one thing that I'm doing right now is I'm trying to look for trends within what I do right now that I could jump on. So let me give an example. So I talk about 4 particular trends. And so within those 4 particular trends, there's no point in me creating content which in effect may or may not kind of hit the note or not. Whereas there are content out there which has maybe gone viral. And I'm not obsessed about getting viral, by the way. That's not the question. Yeah. But I kind of, my I suppose getting to the point really is, why try and create something from scratch when there is content out there which clearly works? Why reinvent the wheel? I mean, is there AI software? Like, I'll give you an example. You are a big fan of Spotter.
Yes.
Looking for YouTube videos and stuff like that, right? Is there, like, from your perspective, what do you use in your practice or for your clients when it comes to looking for certain trends that people can then repurpose and then make it their own?
It's funny because this week I'm working on something called Easy Trend, which should, and it's the first time I'm talking about it.
Oh, wow.
Which should, with a massive capital S of the should, be free. And what I'm trying is, again, you see I have my taste and experience and way of searching, and I want to frame everything into Easy Trend, which is easy to use. You would put a single word or an interest or whatever. Could be digital nomad, enter, and then I would scrape Perplexity, Reddit, Google, Twitter, Fellow.
Yeah.
DeepSeek is a model that I will use, but it's not the one, like the search of DeepSeek and ChatGPT doesn't have an API. It's a shame.
Got it. I understand.
Bing is kind of using OpenAI, so I'm using that. Basically, all of the API that permits me scrolling and searching for something. And then I have a lot of agentic workflow, so multiple LLMs, like consuming this enormous amount of content and being like, wait, now we need to share those, I call it cards, which is like a title. Yeah. Like what you just seen. Yeah, it's a title and a summary. Like, do you want to talk about that? Or do you want to do more research about that? Or this? Or that? This is what's happening right now around that topic. And it's funny because I added something which is a controversial take. I don't know yet if it should be written in affirmative, like a stance, or if it should be a question, but the point is the same. I want the user, you, Adam, to read it and be like, hey, yeah, I have my word on it. Because, yes, I said don't be personal, but I still need your taste and experience, which is useful because you have a certain way of seeing the world and experiencing it. Doesn't mean that you have to be personal about you, Adam, but rather, if you're on a mission to be a better podcaster, for example, I want the Adam that is a great podcaster and has the experience and went through a lot of things to have his take on it, because you always have to take a stance on the content you're making. So yes, it is personal, always. Anything that you write, that you breathe is personal, but it doesn't have to be about you, like you, ego, you, like, hey, I work like this.
So did you hear that, ladies and gents? Did you hear that? He's creating easy trend. Yeah, that means that you are the first to hear this.
I hope.
By the way, for you guys, maybe Ruben will also be offering some spaces for beta testers. So keep your eye out on his.
100%.
Right. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Love to, especially to your community, Adam.
There you go.
I had so much fun on the podcast.
Absolutely.
We're coming to close to an end.
We are.
But I just want to say that you've been such a lovely host. I love your energy. Love what you're doing. And you see, again, you're being useful, not because of who you are, but the mission you're on. This is what's interesting. You're gathering up what you think is useful to your community so that they can share their voice. Because again, you're the stepping stone on your community.
Love that. Listen, I know we've got to go, but I've got one final question to ask you.
Final question.
Really quick fire. Really quick fire. Your 3 favorite AI platforms and why?
EasyGen, and EasyGen. That was a tough one. No, my favorite one.
If they're not EasyGen, what are they?
If they don't use it after that, I don't know what to do, man. To be honest, ChatGPT is still, to this day, very interesting. Keep on releasing stuff. That's insane. And the 2 that I'm going to be the most on the lookout, but this is me personally, because I want to sit in layer 1, obviously, because I'm using it to build tools. I'm very interested if it's going to be a massive shift or a massive disappointment from Meta with Llama 4 and Grok from Twitter, because both of them have the most GPUs. They've trained things undercover, and we don't know yet how good it's going to be. Oh. Yes, I'm interested in DeepSeek. I know you out there being like, what about the Chinese? And yes, very interested. Quen, also from Alibaba in China.
I saw that, actually.
Kling for videos. You have tons of stuff. But Llama and Grok, massive disappointment or new big player? We'll see.
We'll see. When's that coming out, by the way? Who knows? This is a $1 million question, right?
Exactly. But when it's going to happen, you'll know it.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, guys, hope you've enjoyed mine and Ruben's good discussion. If you want to check out EasyGen, okay, make sure you check out and click on the affiliate link below. You can also connect with Ruben as well, like I mentioned to you, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X as well. So make sure you go and check him out. Reach out, mention the podcast. He'll put 2 and 2 together. He won't think that you're some weird stalker, of course, but he may, and that's okay. But listen, guys, hope you've enjoyed today's. Do me a favor. If this is the first time you listen to the show, please do me a favor. Click on the follow or subscribe button. And if you want to, and if you feel you need to, right? We're going to have some amazing guests. And listen, I will be eternally grateful. If anything, that's what I would be most appreciated for. Anyway, from me and Ruben, thanks so much. And we'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Thanks, Adam. Bye, guys.
Rinse knows that greatness takes time, but so does laundry. So Rinse will take your laundry and hand deliver it to your door expertly cleaned. And you can take the time pursuing your passions. Time once spent sorting and waiting, folding and queuing, now spent challenging and innovating and pushing your way to greatness. So pick up the Irish flute or those calligraphy pens or that daunting beef Wellington recipe card and leave the laundry to us. Rinse. It's time to be great.